James Comer could have said the same thing, but they go, that's a Republican. They're out to get Biden. But when you have two IRS whistleblowers who have impeccable records, who are apolitical, who continue to come out with this thing called, drumroll please, facts, and say this is what a forensic investigation is for boring, for most of us who aren't good accountants, have a hard time just accruing our taxes and categorizing. These guys are. And these go, this is suspicious. And I want to ask you something. How many times is Joe Biden going to lie to us before we say he's a liar? He looked into that camera during the debates and said, 51 Intel experts said that was not my laptop. He knew it was his son's laptop. He knew those were his emails. And now he says he has nothing to do with his son's business dealings. Yet he knows he's dealing with his son's accountant, good friend, who is deciding who gets paid what. Hey, your son needs money here. Hey, Joe, you're going to need money to give to Hunter here. This guy was the traffic cop who was turned on the family, by the way, which could be quite interesting behind closed doors. So he was knowing exactly, and after a while, no reason to call Hunter. There were some emails that go directly at him, as well as text messages. He was using Air Force Two as a corporate jet, flying around, executing deals. He lied to us multiple times. What else is he lying about?
Brian Kilmeade has the entire case against the Bidens wrapped up. And with so much concrete evidence that he believes completely incriminates the president, he has to be ready to see this corrupt guy removed from office.
How much time do you think Republicans have to make this case before you are really into the season next year of a presidential run?
I think after the conventions, this is still coming up in August and June, September. I think it's good to impeach him. It's not. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I just look into it. Yes. Expose it. Yes. Impeachment. Waste of time.
Conservatives use the fire and brimstone-like descriptions to paint the picture of the Bidens' unthinkable corruption and bloodthirst. We're still waiting to see them show it. But if he's the threat to democracy that they claim, if he's selling the country out to China, why don't they want him removed?
The House Oversight Committee has been at this for years, and they have so far not been able to provide any concrete evidence that Joe Biden personally profited from his son Hunter's overseas business, but they are going to try again with this impeachment inquiry that's set to start next week.
Could this be the Democrats' off-ramp from Biden if this begins to spiral or grow?
Well, I think there's still going to have to be a connection between Hunter and Joe Biden. Republicans in the House are going to have to do a better job of showing that, and they may have that opportunity if next week they introduce articles of impeachment.
Even while James Comer has been going on TV to speculate as much as he can, there haven't been enough of his fellow Republicans that are buying what he's selling to get the political retribution that Trump has tasked them with. So maybe an impeachment inquiry is their next step to cracking the case.
With all due respect, to act as though there is not information that has come out that clearly contradicts what this administration and what the president has said about it is wrong. The issue is about investigating, okay? And if we didn't investigate any of this from the start of the year, none of this would have come out, because certainly CNN wasn't doing anything to investigate it. So with all due respect, the information that has come out this year so far in the 11 months that the investigation has been ongoing is pretty damning and contradicts everything that the president said during the 2020 presidential election. Money clearly has transferred to the president. It occurred while he was out of office. And so obviously that is different from being in office, which is why I say the inquiry should move forward. I am not there on impeachment. I've said that repeatedly. But the information and the evidence and the facts will determine any next steps once the inquiry moves forward.
If an impeachment inquiry gets them the answers that they're looking for, then great. And if it continues to be a Comer-like speculation fest, maybe colleagues like Representative Lawler will continue to reject it. There's nothing wrong with letting this process go on. We just keep running into signs that they're not doing this to rid our government of crooked guys that are screwing over Americans with their corruption, but instead to put some political points on the board, no matter how flimsy they are.
Republicans also want to hold an impeachment inquiry vote because they need to put a GOP win on the table for the base. Dana?